Hello, my name's Brian. I'm an Agile management consultant. And earlier this year, I left London town and headed north. Welcome to Yorkshire. Agility, once you've stripped back all the principles and processes, really just is solving the problems in front of you. And a good mentor of mine, when I was new to consultancy, their mantra was always show, not tell. Now, this place is very nice, but some of the interior decoration isn't quite what we'd want. So I thought I'd show how I'm using the Agile principles to change this place and make it mine. Oh, and it turns out flat caps, they're not obligatory in Yorkshire.
Previously, I've been sorting out the physical state of the garage, turning it into a workshop. What was supposed to take just a few weeks at the beginning of summer turned into a few months. Time passed. I'm lucky enough to quite literally see the seasons changing from my window. Summer turned into autumn, and now autumn is getting perilously close to winter. One of the Agile principles is, at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjusts its behaviour accordingly. Whilst I am regularly thinking about how to do the things I'm doing better, this feels like a good time to pause, step back, and look at the bigger picture. What happened? Why did it happen? What needs to change for the next endeavour? One man's scope creep is another man's bad initial specification. I had underestimated the amount of storage space required, significantly. I didn't think the old garage had that many shelves, but this isn't just the old garage lifted and shifted north, it's the consolidation of the old garage, the old shed, some bits and pieces that were stored in the roof eaves in the old house, and the large oak timbers that were regrettably stored outside exposed to the weather. More shelving is a symptom of that bad initial assessment. Boarding out the attic, the partition wall, there's more of an argument that was scope creep. But it was also a necessity to get the boxes off of the floor to allow the workshop space to be usable. Doing more design up front wouldn't have helped. It would have been a design for exactly the wrong volume of stuff. More assessment of just how much needed to be stored probably would have led to a more pragmatic estimate of how long it was going to take, but that is difficult to do when everything is in boxes. And taking everything out of the boxes, that would just have been a mess. I could have just piled the boxes onto this side of the garage, driven the car in, and declared success. Whilst that may have allowed me to declare success quicker, it would have made the space unusable. The density of the boxes packed in would have meant there is no space to actually do anything. Laboriously moving all those boxes around, slowly creating more and more usable space, might have taken longer, but it allowed that space to be usable. Even then, towards the end, I compromised. I did just pile everything that was left onto this side of the garage. And it shows. It's all piled up here in front of me. It's not usable. Yes, I can move around, but I can't really do anything on this side of the garage. How much capacity do I actually have to dedicate to this? Do you mind? I'm working. Hello, and welcome to today's training on scaling agility.
Do you mind? I'm sleeping. Do you mind? I'm thinking.
Between the day job and the other necessities of life, I maybe have about 10 hours per week available. At that level of availability, the 3 weeks, 120 hours, would take 3 months, which is closer to the 5 months that it actually took, but there's still 2 months to account for. The garage hasn't exclusively occupied my time. I have also needed to stop and build a playground, about 20 hours or 2 weeks of elapsed time. Whilst I had access to lifting machinery and good weather, I had to capitalise on that opportunity and get the pizza oven lifted into place. Perhaps 30 hours or 3 weeks of elapsed time there. And then there is the emergent work, the things that happen as we go along and just need to be dealt with. Some things you can anticipate, some you can't.
So what needs to change? Well, I need to be a lot more conservative about how much time and effort I have available. 3 weeks worth of work, when you only have 1 day of effort available per week, if that, things are inevitably going to take months. If I could put all of my time and effort into the next endeavour, then it would take about 3 weeks. But I can't. I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I'd bet on the next endeavour being completed somewhere around Easter. That's months away. Plus, I have no practical experience of what a Yorkshire winter's going to do. Up until earlier last year, I'd always lived in southern England. What's annoying, and why this retrospective is so important, is that I don't want to be fitting out the garage. I want to be building the lean-to next door. I want to be building the shelves for my office. But I need the workshop, the garage, in order to be able to do that. And it's not finished yet. There is still more to do. We'll see that next time. Plus, the Yorkshire winter has started to rear its ugly head. There's emergent work that I never planned on having to do.